Hello and welcome to yet another yapping with me, Fellonius the Wizard. Today we are going to talk about small talk. Phatic expression. Phatic expression is that little thing that you do, say or think, more or less, that is actually nothing, has no communication value at all. Like a wave, you wave to someone. Really doesn't matter. We just make sure that we socially agree that you are there and I am here. We have all the how are you, hello. We have rsmalec's greetings. That is always the same. I always start this with welcome, and that is also, but that has actually have a feeling in it. But normally, if you have heard it 250 plus times, you are not really listening to welcome. Have a nice day when you say goodbye to someone is also really a phatic communication. Or BS, as I also prefer to call it some way. This is actually a linguistic study. This is scientific. Oh yes, I'm talking scientific communication and languages again. I like that a lot, but this is something that I actually got myself into trouble for. When I was doing some uni, or as we call them over here, high school, when I did some university studies as a teacher, before that I was always conferring to all these talking about absolute nothing, nonsense talk. I didn't like that. I really didn't like it. I told myself that I should never do that, and absolutely, totally useless. It's a waste of time, space and air. And then I became a student, a teacher student, and one of my very good teachers actually brought up this subject on one of the lessons. And I was just sitting there listening, because she was always good to listen to, Karin. So I was thinking, yeah, okay, what is she saying? Now, this is how it is. Every human being on this planet is a social being. There's no doubt about it. There's no way you can deny it. You cannot say that I can live alone. I can live totally alone. No, you can't. Then you are not living. You are just surviving at the best. That's actually one of the points with Minecraft. We really don't like playing Minecraft alone. If we do it, we have a reason. And that reason is that someone else is going to be involved at some point. If we do a Minecraft custom map, we want others to see it and feel it, and we will then talk to them through our map, and that is the social intervenience we have. Phatic expression, phatic communication, however, has none of that value. But it is the bond between big groups. It can be absolutely whatever. You can ask questions that you don't need any real answers to. How are you is actually a greeting in English, but in any other language it's probably a question. How are you? Are you well? Are you feeling okay? There's nothing problematic with you, right? And I learned the hard way that there are actually two ways of looking at that. Otherwise, you ask, are you well? On which there is only one answer. You have to answer yes, because the other one does not want to hear anything. And that is in Swedish, this, by the way. But if you ask, how are you, with a bit of a serious eye to it in Swedish, we want to know how you really are. No lying about here. We want to intercept you. Now that is not phatic communication at all, because that is intervening with each other. Small talk or conversation for its own sake, as you also call it. However, it's not that. There is so many different things. Small talk is also those little lines you put when you are not listening well, or you didn't hear what they were saying. You ask them to repeat. Make sure that the flow of the conversation just goes on. There are so many different types of this. You can go on forever. However, as I was in uni, I learned that yes, I'm also a social being. That was my first shock. Second of all, without BS, as I called it, small talk or phatic communication, I wouldn't know where I stand in the crowd or in the group. Yes, that is how it is. If I get a question about the weather or anything, they want me to join them, not as a weatherman or something like that. Just make sure that you just answer somehow. Oh yes, it was good today, but it might rain tomorrow. Very useless text, but that's what you do. Many different types. Let's see what we have here. I'm looking at the Wikipedia for phatic expression. US English, you have what's up. In UK English, that means is there something wrong? How's it going is another one. That means hi. But in Swedish we mean are you okay? Is everything going well? And so on. Let's see what more we have. We even have some Japanese is very strange. We have something called Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Please treat me well. That's the correct answering. But it is actually Yoroshiku onegai shimasu is something you say. Both of them we say it. It's just starting a work or before we go off to do something together. We should take care of each other. It has nothing real value because we are going to work together anyway, whether we say it or not. But it is much better to have said that. So yeah, that's why one of the reasons I thought of this topic. Now online we don't have the same thing. We have a lot of emojis and stuff, likes, but that's just a one-way communication because you like something that is given to you. That is a communication that wasn't phatic, so that doesn't really. Non-verbal phatic expressions, well, as I said, waving, smiling, gesturing. Let's see what we have more. Gaze, blushing even. And even how you stand might actually have an impact on the conversation, even if you don't say anything. Now, I am the one who is waving a lot. I'm using my hands when I talk. I don't know why, I have no idea. But I'm also the one that nods, saying meaning I hear you, I'm listening, it's okay. And that is also a part of that. But I'm not really doing that when I'm interested in what they say. I say it because I want to know more. I like the way this conversation is going. If it's phatic communication, however, I don't nod. I don't say anything. I just perhaps say yes or something like that. I could have said no because I didn't know what it was I should say. Oh dear. Now, my point is, I've learned the hard way. If there's anyone out there who never heard about this, you should just keep this in mind. everything is not bullshit. Everything is not just crap. They do it because they want to keep the society together, the group together, the couple together, or whatever. There is a reason for this. This is not some toy thing or science for science sake. We need this. We really need to have this. And I hate to say it, but it is true. Thank you for listening. Bye.